All right, good evening once again. In our last class, we started our discussion on merger and acquisition, and we have looked at the theoretical aspect of the topic. So today, we are going to start looking at questions on merger and acquisition. And we see how you approach a question on merger and acquisition. Let's start with question number one. Let's start with question number one, which is a Nentico. As usual, we have to first go and look at the requirements of the question so that you know how the question will be approached and the information you should be looking out for in the question. Now, this is the requirement of the question. Required: A, prepare a report for the board of directors of Nentico that estimates the current value of Nentico share. Underline that. A report that will show the estimate of Nentico shares using what? That's another key information here. Using free cash flow to the firm methodology. Please, very important. That is the reason why you need to read your requirement first before you read the question. So, in the first requirement here, I can see that I need to compute the market value of Nentico share, but my computation should be based on the computation of free cash flow to firm methodology. This may seem contradictory to you because when we discuss free cash flow, I basically told you that we have two types of free cash flow, which is free cash flow to firm and free cash flow to equity. And I remember vividly then that I told you that free cash flow to firm is used to get corporate value, and that corporate value is the combination of market value of equity and market value of debt. If you remember, the market value of equity plus market value of debt is called corporate value. And that if you want to use free cash flow to firm, what it will give you is corporate value. And for you to get corporate value, you are discounting free cash flow to firm using weighted average cost of capital. Why? Because free cash flow to firm is for both equity and debt holders. Okay? Free cash flow to firm is that free cash flow that both equity and debt holder have claim in. So if I want to discount such cash flow, I need to use a cost of capital that reflects cost of equity and cost of debt, and that is the weighted average cost of capital. Okay. And that free cash flow to equity is meant for only equity holders. And when you discount your free cash flow to equity, you get market value of equity. Now, but look at this question now. This question is asking you to compute market value of shares using free cash flow to firm. You now begin to wonder, how will you use free cash flow to firm to compute market value of shares? Because what you know is that you use free cash flow to equity to compute market value of equity, right? Now, in a situation like this is what we are going to do. Since you want to use free cash flow to firm, the first thing you will do is to compute corporate value. That's the first thing you are going to do. You will compute your corporate value which is market value of equity plus market value of debt, you will now deduct the market value of debt from it. I repeat, compute market value of equity and debt, which is a corporate value, then deduct market value of debt. That will give you the market value of equity. It's as simple as that. Requirement 2, estimate the percentage gain in the value of Nentico share and Migeco share under each payment offer. Now, lest I forget, Mrs. Sheung, yeah, the question you sent to me, we are going to solve it after merger and acquisition. Right? I told you that earlier. It's not that we're not going to solve that question, we are going to solve it, but let you have a background of merger and acquisition before we solve that question. Okay. So okay. I'm going to address it. Don't worry. We solve it together. So you see how that working capital investment were arrived at. Requirement 3. Report which estimate. Now, before I move from here, I want to see what is the gain to Nentico share and what is the gain to Migeco share. That is, if I don't know which one is acquired which now, whether it is Nentico that is buying Migeco or it is Migeco that is buying Nentico, I don't know yet because I have not read the question. Until I read the question, I will know which one is the predator and which one is the target. But I know that the two companies here is trying, one of the two companies here is trying to buy the other. So in each case, I can compute the gain that the acquisition will bring to the predator and the gain that the acquisition will bring to the target company. So that is possible. So under what? Under the cash payment offer. Under the cash payment offer. What we are going to do, not in this question anyway, not only in this question, we are going to see how we are tackle question on where acquisition is going to be made and the payment is going to be based on cash, or we are going to issue share to acquire the company, or it's going to be through the issue of bond, or a combination of the two. We're going to see all this. 3, which estimate the percentage gain in the value of the follow-on product to a Nentico share based on its cash flows and on the assumption that the production can be delayed following acquisition. Now, listen, this requirement 3 is going to serve two purposes for me. Okay, two purposes rather. It's going to serve two purposes for me. That requirement 3. I'm going to use, that is why this question is going to take us a long period of time. This one question is going to take time. When we get to requirement 3, I'm going to use that opportunity to teach you option pricing theory. Okay, I'm going to use that to teach you option pricing theory. It does not mean that we're not going to treat option pricing theory as a topic any longer. We're going to take it, but I will have explained the basic things you need to know under option pricing theory, so that by the time we move to option pricing proper, I will not have to start explaining those things again. That's why I said that requirement is going to serve two purposes to me. Okay. Note 4. Report which discusses the likely reaction of Nentico and Migeco shareholders to the takeover offer, including the assumptions made in the estimates above, and how the follow-on products value can be used or can be utilized by Nentico. So we want to see what is going to be the reaction of Nentico shareholders and what's going to be the reaction of major co-shareholders that the acquisition will create. Now, the remaining one is just professional mark, because that is ACCA question. So for every ACCA question, you have professional mark stated separately. So this is past question of ACCA. So let us go and read this question. Let's go and read the question. And please ensure you pay attention, 100% attention, 100% attention, please. Nentico. What do you say?
I said we are ready.
Okay. Nentico, an unlisted company. This company is not listed. Designs and develops tools and parts for specialist machinery. The company was formed 4 years ago by 3 friends who own 20% of the equity capital in total, and a consortium of 5 business angel organizations who hold the remaining 80% in roughly equal proportions. Nentico also has a large amount of debt finance in the form of variable rate loans. Initially, the amount of annual interest payable on this loan was low and allowed Nentico to invest internally generated funds to expand its business. Recently, though, due to a rapid increase in interest rates, there has been a limited scope for future expansion and no new product development. The board of directors, consisting of the 3 friends and a representative from each business angel organization, met recently to discuss how to secure the company's future prospects. 2 proposals were put forward as follows. I believe we can see, we now know the background to this question. This Nentico has been existing for 4 years, and the shareholder is what? Is 3 friends who owns 20% of the business. The remaining 80% is owned by investors, institutional investors, business angels. And we're told that initially their loan is variable rate, so the interest rate is low. But now, interest rate has rising. When you obtain a loan, and the loan is a variable rate loan, the implication is that when interest rate drops, you pay a lower interest amount. But should interest rate increase, then you pay a higher interest amount. And that's going to be another topic under hedging, how to hedge increase in interest rates. We're going to discuss that under hedging. Hedging is going to be the last topic we're going to discuss for the diet. God grace. Now, because of increased interest rates, the company is now finding it difficult to get money to fund projects internally, and there just seem not to be opportunity for new product development. So they needed a solution. They needed a way forward. So the directors now met and said, okay, let us consider the possible way forward so that the future of this company can be secured. And what are the way forward? They identified 2 proposals. Let's look at each of the two proposals. Proposal 1, to accept a takeover offer from Mijeco. That's proposal 1, to sell. So we can see who is the predator now. Can you tell me who the predator is? Who is the predator? Who is the predator? We don't know. Mijeco is the predator. So Mijeco is the one buying Nentico. Okay. So a listed company which develops and manufactures specialist machinery and parts. Now, this company is manufacturing machinery, specialist machinery tools. What about Nentico? What does it do? It also manufactures parts for specialist machinery. You can see that these two companies, I think in the last class, I explained acquisition type 1, type 2, type 3, right? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So in this now, you can see that both Nentico and Mijeco are in the same industry because they do the same thing. They're in the same industry. Okay. So business risk is not changing. The moment the two companies are in the same industry, the acquisition will not change the business risk of the predator. The takeover offer is for 2.9 cash offer. So Mijeco want to acquire this company by paying 2.95 per share, 2.95 per share, or a share for share exchange, where 2 Mijeco shares will be offered for, you can see how I'm taking this slowly. I know the reason why I'm being slow, so that you get the background. Or a share for share exchange, where 2 Mijeco shares will be offered for 3 Nentico shares. So we want to pay for the acquisition using either of these two options. It's either we are paying cash of 2.95 per share, or we are giving shares to the shareholders of Nentico so that they become shareholders after the acquisition. And the share we are giving to them is 2 shares for every 3 shares. That's 2 for 3. 2 shares for every 3 shares. So we are giving them 2 for 3. We take away 3 from them, we give them 2. We take away 3 from them, we give them 2. That's what we call 2 for 3. Okay. Proposal 2. To pursue an opportunity to develop a small prototype product that just breaks even financially. That's another proposal that, okay, if you're not going to sell, can we produce this product? It's a prototype what? Prototype product. And the product, they've evaluated it, and they said that it's financially okay. It breaks even financially, but gives the company exclusive right to produce a follow-on product. Now, what is the meaning of break even? Break even means a point where the company generates no loss, no profit. So is no loss, no profit situation. Okay, no loss, no profit, meaning that your revenue is equal to your cost. Your revenue is equal to your cost. That is break even. Now, normally, for a break even product, you can say, oh, we are not going to consider it because it's not financially viable. But we are saying that this product also gives the company exclusive right to produce a follow-on product. So if we decide to undertake the project, the manufacture of the product, we have the opportunity to expand. Okay? So we can undertake the production of another product in the future. Within what? Within 2 years. Within 2 years. The meeting concluded without agreement on which proposal to pursue. You might not understand this proposal till now until I'll explain that option pricing, okay? So don't bother yourself with this. For now, don't bother, don't try to start dragging your brain, try to understand it. You may find it difficult to understand right now until I explain the concept of option pricing to you, okay? Now I told that they concluded the meeting without reaching a final conclusion as to which of the two proposals to accept or approve. Okay. After the meeting, Mijeko was consulted about the exclusive rights. Mijeko's directors indicated that they had not considered the right in their computations and were willing to continue with the takeover offer on the same terms without them. So when they were negotiating, they did not consider the value of this product. They did not consider this information, okay? And they are saying they don't want to consider it. They want to go ahead without the product. Now, currently, Mijeko has 10 million shares in issue. And these shares are trading at 4.8 each. That's the current share price, okay, of Mijeko. 10 million shares trading at 4.8. So the total market price of the share should be 10 times 4.8. That is 48 million, right? That should be 48 million, okay? Mijeko's price to earnings ratio is 15. So something should be fishy now. If you have understood the concept of business valuation, something should be fishy. The way you are seeing price to earnings ratio. Mijeko's price to earnings ratio is 15. It has sufficient cash to pay for Nentico's equity and a substantial proportion of its debt, and believes that this will enable Nentico to operate on a price earnings level of 15 as well. What are we saying here? We want to acquire Nentico, Nentico. And currently, the price earnings ratio of the acquirer, who is Mijeko, we're told is 15. And from the analysis carried out, we are able to see that after the acquisition of Nentico, the price earnings ratio will still be 15. Can you see that? So it means Mijeko's pre-acquisition price earnings is 15. And after the acquisition, which is what? Post-acquisition. Post-acquisition, the price earnings ratio is still estimated to be 15. In addition to this, Mijeko believe that it can find cost-based synergies of $150,000 after tax per year for the foreseeable future. Mijeko's current profit after tax is 3.2 million. So look at it. This company is saying that, okay, if we acquire Nentico, we should be able to get a synergy. I've explained what synergy is. So that there is going to be increase in profitability. So our profits after tax will increase at what? 150,000. So the following financial information relate to Nentico and to the development of the new product. Let's see that. Nentico, sales revenue, profit before interest and tax, interest, tax, profit after tax, dividend. Extra from the most recent statement of financial position. Net non-current assets, current assets, total assets, share capital, reserve, non-current liability, current liabilities, total liabilities, and capital. So, in arriving at the profit after tax amount, Nentico deducted tax allowable depreciation and other non-cash expenses totaling 1,206,000. It requires an annual cash investment of 1,010,000 in non-current assets and working capital to continue its operation. Nentico's profit before interest and tax in its first year of operation is now than 70,000 and have been growing steadily in each of the following 3 years. To their current level. Nentico's cash flow grew at the same rate as well, but it is likely that this growth rate will reduce to 25% of the original rate for the foreseeable future. Nentico currently pays interest of 7% per year on each loan, which is 380 basis points over the government base rate, and corporation tax of 20% on profit after interest. It is estimated that an overall cost of capital of 11% is reasonable compensation for the risk undertaken on an investment of this nature. New product development. Developing the new follow-on product will require an investment of 2.5 million initially. The total expected cash flows and present value of the product over its 5-year life with a volatility of 42% standard deviation as follows. Cash flows, present value. Don't bother about this one also for now. You can see that relates to what? That relates to proposal 2, Abby. That relates to proposal 2. Before you can appreciate that information is until I explain to you what auction pricing theory entails. So, required. Prepare a report for the director, for the board of directors of Nentico that estimate the current value of Nentico shares using the free cash flow to firm methodology. So, what do I want to do here? Basically, question 1, requirement 1 is business valuation. Simple, is business valuation. And you can see that's having 7 marks. Is business valuation purely. Requirement 1 is not having any element of measure. It just tells you, use free cash flow to firm methodology to estimate the current share, the current value per share of a Nentico share. All right. I will go to where I have information of Nentico, because what I want to compute? I want to compute market value for Nentico. So where do I have Nentico information? Okay, this way I have from here is information of Nentico. Follow information, you can see all this one here are for Nentico. So now see the one that relate to what I want to do. Let me go and open my work document so that we start this. Merger and acquisition. Merger and acquisition. So, question, example 1. Mijeko. Identical. Identical. So let me make it go down so that you can see. I believe that is fine, Abby. Hope I'm recording. Okay, yeah, I'm recording. According to the cloud, okay. I'm recording. So, requirement 1. This is a report, but I'm not going to write a report for you. Okay. Computation of market value of equity of Nentico computation of market value of Nentico shares. Using what? Sorry, using free cash flow to firm. Using free cash flow to firm. Of course, we all know. Let me save this so that I don't forget to save after the class. Okay. Now, if I want to compute free cash flow to firm, what do I need to start with? I need your response. What do I need to start with? Should I work in million? You work in 1,000. What do I need to start with? I want to compute free cash flow to the firm. What do I start with? We don't know.
Profit before interest and tax. Okay.
Profit before interest and tax. We have done free cash flow. So I expect you to have gone through it and master it, because there's no way you can do merger and acquisition without the knowledge of business valuation. So what is our current profit before interest and tax? I will come to this information. This is my profit before interest and tax. 1230. I will pick it. 1230. So 1230. Hope I'm doing the right thing. Yeah, correct. Now, after profit before interest and tax, what's the next thing? You charge your tax. What's the tax rate? Come on, pick the tax rate. Tax rate is anything I want to do is under Nentico, because that is the value of the company whose equity, sorry, that's the company whose value of equity I'm computing. So tax is at 20%. One, 230 times 0.2 will give me 246. Okay. Add back non-cash item. Add back non-cash item. What's a non-cash item in this question? A non-cash item is again. Okay, I think they gave us, yeah. Okay, look at it. In arriving at the profit after tax amount, Nentico deducted tax allowable depreciation and other non-cash expenses. Totaling what? 1,206,000. Is that? So I pick that. Add back non-cash item, 1,206. Except you don't know the format of free cash flow. It is easy, very easy to do, very easy, except you have not mastered the format. And that is why I'm urging you to go and learn it very well. It's a very, very common question. Go and I know that. So after adding back non-cash item, what next? I will need to sort my working capital. Let's see, what information do we have regarding working capital? It requires an annual cash investment of 1,010,000 in current asset and working capital. So this is my investment in capital expenditure, in current assets and working capital. So I pick that 1010. CapEx and working capital. CapEx and working capital. So that's an outflow, it's an investment.
What's the difference between this capex and working capital? They're always confusing.
When they say capital expenditure, what does that mean?
It's not like additional expenses on capital.
Additional expenses on capital. Don't talk like a lay woman. You know, we have, it's not only laymen, we also have lay women. So when we say capital expenditure, capital expenditure expenditure on non-current assets.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, okay.
You buy furniture, you buy cars, you buy buildings, you buy machinery, you buy land. They are capital expenditure. The working capital is your daily requirement to run your business. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. That's non-current assets.
You said?
The non-current assets.
This one, Abby?
The current assets, rather, working capital.
Working capital is a current asset now. Except for daily running of the business.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Don't confuse me. All right, sir.
Don't confuse you. So only that here they are mixing, they are merging the two together. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes,
That's just it.
people dey learn this now. Yeah, this is entering the things if I'm not concentrating. Yeah, sorry.
So what other thing do we have? What other thing do we have to compute our free cash flow? I think that is all. That's all we have to compute our free cash flow here. Okay, that's all we have. So take this and find your what. You can see how simple this thing is. How many items did I pick? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Not even 5, just 4. So it's not difficult to compute. So I pick my calculator. 1, 2, 3, 0. Today, if I say give me figure, if you don't give me, I'll just press my calculator. I just got a brand new calculator because of you. So if you give me 5, if you don't give me, I will move away. I'll move ahead. Free cash flow to defer. What do you have?
1180.
You can see that I gave you sharply now. It's only Mrs. Shu and Mrs. Angela that has not given figure today. Mrs. Angela, welcome. Sorry, I didn't recognize when you came in.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, ma'am. We're happy to have you back in our midst.
Okay, sir.
So 1180 is our free cash flow. So free cash flow. So, any question on this? Any question on this? If you cannot compute this, then you cannot get the market value of Netico. You can't. You can't. So when we are done with this, we now proceed to using this now to compute market value of equity. How does the question want me to use this? It can be used in many ways. Is it that this one will be in perpetuity, or will it be growing over time? Will this be in perpetuity, or will it be growing over time? You have to go and investigate the question so that I'll be able to pick that. Now, look at this information. Netico profit before interest and tax in each first year of operation were 970,000 and have been growing steadily in each of the following 3 years to their current level. Netico's cash flows grew at the same rate as well, but it is likely that this growth rate will reduce to 25% of the original rate for the foreseeable future. So that's enough for you to know that your free cash flow will be growing. So how will you get the growth rate? You get the growth rate. This is profit after tax 3 years ago. True of us. This is profit after tax this year. So I know my information 3 years ago, and I know my current information. What else do I need? I'll go and use latest profit all over earliest profit raised by 1/n minus 1 to get my growth rate. When I'm done, the question now says that henceforth, it is likely that the free cash flow will now be what? The growth will drop from the current to 25%. So let's see how we use this. So I can say that my value, okay, corporate value. My corporate value is equal to free cash flow to the firm currently into bracket 1 plus growth rates, close brackets, everything over what? Everything over everything over WACC. What's wrong with you? So everything over WACC, which is my R, minus G. Let me do this nice. Let me make it a bit nicer. So this is the formula I need to use. This is the formula I need to use to compute the market value of equity. Sorry, corporate value. So I need to compute my G. Where's my free cash flow? That one I've already gotten that. I need to get my G. G is equal to latest parts, that is profit after tax, over earliest parts, close brackets. Raised to power 1/2. So it's 1/n, not 1/2. 1/n. 1/n minus 1. This is the formula you need. That formula we use when we're doing what do you call it? Dividend valuation model. You remember now. The growth rate in dividend. I told you that time that formula is useful not only for dividend. You can use it to calculate growth rate of anything. So far, you know the history. You are given historical information of that particular cash flow. So that's what I'm using now. G is equal to my latest profit after tax is latest profit after tax is where we go with that 970, and earliest is what? Earliest is 620. So 970, 620. 970 over 620, close bracket, raised to power 1/3, because the question has told you 3 years ago. 3 years ago. When you had 3 years ago, don't go and do n-1 again. You just pick your n, just pick that 3. So 3 years ago, I have this one to be -1. So G is equal to, pick my calculator, sorry, 1/3. 1/3 is 0.33. So I will do 970 over 620, everything raised to power 0.33 minus 1 times 100. I have 15.9%, approximately 16%. Approximately 16%. But the question tells me that it is very likely that this growth rate will drop to what? It will drop to 25%. So this one is the growth rate in the past up to the moment. But going forward, it is likely that the growth rate will what? Will drop to 25%. So it means anything I have here, I multiply by 20%. Anything I have here, I multiply by 20%. Sorry, is it 25%? Oh, sorry. 25%. So what will I have? This is going to be 16 times 25%, which is 4, right? Yeah, 4%. That is our growth rate in free cash flow. Therefore, I can say that my corporate value is equal to 1180, open bracket, 1 plus 0.04, close bracket, all over. What's the cost of capital given? Cost of capital is given as 11%. Can you see that? 11%. So I have 0.11 minus 0.04. So corporate value is equal to 1180 into bracket 1.04 close bracket over 0.07. Corporate value is equal to 1180 times 1.04 over 0.07. 17,531. 17,531. 429. That is the market value of Nentico as a whole. But what do you want to get? You're going to say we should calculate market value of Nentico shares. This is market value of equity and debt because it is. What's your question?
The 25%, I think maybe you should explain it again. The question says it will fall by 25%. So I don't understand how you get to use multiply it by 25. It will reduce by 25%.
You see by auto. Look at the question.
It is likely that the growth rate will reduce to 25%.
So not by, it's not reducing by 20, it's reducing to. Do you understand?
The growth rate that we got is 16. 16%.
Yeah. It will now reduce to what?
25. It's not reducing, it's increasing.
No, now. Look at the information. Please understand what the is saying. Nentico's profit before interest and tax in the first year of a year is this, Abby? And I've been what? I've been growing steadily in each of the following 3 years of to their current value. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But it is likely that this growth rate will increase to 25%. That growth rate that we get from here is likely to increase to 25%. 25% of the growth rate. 25% of the original growth rate. This is not the growth rate the question is giving you. You don't understand? What you computed here, 16%, it is likely that this one now is growth rate for the past 3 years, Abby? Yes. But it is likely that the growth rate will reduce to 25%. So 25% of 16. This 16% is going to reduce to 5% of that 16.
Okay, I get it.
Do you understand? Please, make sure you read and you that if you are to be in the exam, you will have used 25%, have you? That's what you will have used.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
Please ensure you understand a statement very well before you apply it. Otherwise, you'll be doing the wrong thing and you'll be dancing. Have you seen that situation before? Where someone is doing the wrong thing and is dancing, happy that is going to have A in the exam. but it's actually misinterpreting the question. That's the reason why you need to stay calm and ensure that you interpret the question correctly, statement by statement. Statement by statement, please. Let us continue. How will I get the market value of this company's equity? So I need to remove liability. Now let's see the liability this company is having. Non-current liability, variable rate loan. Can you see that? Variable rate loan. You are not deducting current liability. It's non-current liability that you are deducting. Current liabilities like your payables. Then any loan, any debt you are deducting is long-term loan, not this one is working capital. Okay? Current liability is working capital. Do you understand? Current liability is working capital. What you are deducting is this. So I'm going to remove I'm going to assume that the market value of the debt is taken as it because it's a loan, it's not bond, it's not debenture. Okay? Because of that, the book value will be the same thing as the market value. So I'm picking 6,500,000. I'll deduct it from that market value. So value of equity. Value of equity is equal to 17,531,429 minus 6,500,000. What's that giving me? 17,531,429 minus 6,500,000. I have 11,103 in short. 11,103. 11,031.
031,429.
That's my market value of equity. So what's the market value per share? MPS. What is the market value per share? The MPS will now be the total market value of equity over number of equity. So let's go and see what is the number of shares this company is having. So 960, 40 cents each. So that's going to be 960 over what? 0.4. Abi? Number of shares. I'm going to put it on. Number of shares will be equal to 960,000 over 0.4. And that will be 960,000 divided by 0.4. 2,400,000. 2,400,000 shares. So what is the market value per share? Market value per share is 11,031,429 divided by 2,400,000 shares. Are we together, please? Mrs. Chiwe, Mrs. Angela, are you there?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Are we there?
Yes, sir.
Are we getting
Yes.
it? All right.
Small.
You know, you were not available when we did the business evaluation, so your own is still understandable. But if you watch the video, you should be able to get it. If there's any area you don't understand, just start me. You understand? Your own is
Okay.
understandable. Mrs. Shewa and Mrs. Chiwe, they don't have excuse because they were there live and direct and they have the videos at their disposal to watch over and over again. So 11,031,429 over 2,400,000. 4.59. 4.6 in short. 4.6. $4.60 per share. That's the market value of net equal share. That's the market value of net equal share. I'm sure this calculation is correct. Okay, let me go and see.
It's correct for my.
I'm suspecting something.
Oh, okay, you mean okay, sorry.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Please show the first page of the solution.
I'm coming first. Don't write anything yet.
Okay.
I want to confirm that figure we got. How much are they paid to acquire this company? That's another way you can check your solution. Let me go up. That calculation is not correct. There's a mistake somewhere. Look at it. How much are they paid to buy that company? 2.9, Abby? Are we there?
Yes, sir. 2.9.
They're paying 2.95. And what's the worth of the shares? 4.6. If you are the one, do you think that acquisition will be successful?
Who?
Do you think the acquisition will be successful? No.
No,
My share is worth 4.6. My share is worth 4.6. I want to buy it for 2.95. So that is an indication that there's a problem with this solution. Let me go identify where the problem comes from. I hope it's not from the growth rate I used. Let me see. Maybe we're supposed to use 1/2 instead. Let me see that information. Where they give us our growth rate. But it's like it's really for the past 3 years. Need to go for interest and tax on it. And I've been growing steadily in each of the following 3 years. Just now. Identical profit before interest and tax in the first year of operation was this. $970. 970. And this what? 620. This is where the problem comes from now. Have you seen it? Look at what we use. Which one did we pick? Which one did we pick? We picked this one, Abby. Profit after tax. And what did the question give us? Give to us? Profit before interest and tax in the first year. Hello, are you there? Hello, are you with me? Have you seen the problem?
No, sir. Profit
Look at
before,
what profit is this one?
before interest and tax in the first
And what did we pick here?
profit after tax. Really?
That's not correct. So profit before interest and tax.
Okay, for the growth rate calculation.
So we have 1230
Okay.
because it's profit before interest and tax. Abby? So we are supposed to pick 1230. But even with that, if we pick that, it will even be higher again. Let me go and test it. 1230. What I did was very, very wrong. It was wrong. 1230. That's our current profit before tax now. And the latest was what? 970. This is what I was supposed to have. So that's where the mistake came from. If you have a way of checkmating your answer, the moment I saw 4.6, and we are told that we are buying this company for 2.95, I knew there was a problem with the solution. You understand? I knew there was a problem with the solution. That's why I said, are you sure this answer is right? So that's the way of checking your solution. So I will have 1230 over 970 raised to power 0.33 minus 1 times 100. 8.2%. The growth rate is 8.2%. Have you confirmed it?
Yes, sir.
So 8.2% times 0.25. 2.1%, approximately 2%. Okay, you can put it as 2.1 if you so like, it's a full wish. It doesn't change anything. So 0.021. That's what I'm supposed to have. This one also minus 0.021. So 0.11 minus 0.021. 0.089. We have 0.089. So 0.21. One 180 times 1.021 equals everything here over 0.089. So 13,536. 13 million
536.9.
536.85. That's what we're supposed to have. $13,536.85. So what should be the final solution here? Minus 6,500. I approximated it, Abby. Let me see. Let me write it in 480 times 1.021 divided by 0.089. 3536,854. I'm writing it in full. 854, yeah. Minus 6,500. $13,536,854 minus 6,500. So I have 70. $7036,854. Number of shares, yeah. 7036,854. So divided by that, divided by 2,400, 1, 2, 3, 2.93. So this is now reasonable. 2.93. 2.93 per share. I'm fine with that. So you can copy now if you want to copy. You've corrected that mistake. Mrs. Anja, Mrs. Chui, are you there?
Yes, sir. So I come down a bit.
So the difference between 2 and 4,
Is that between?
the difference between the first figure I've got and this one is not that much.
It's much now. The other one was 4.8. 4.8 and 2.93. You said?
There's no more difference about 2.
Are you telling there's no difference between 4.8 and 2.93? Am I buying both?
Just 1 point something.
So 1 point out of 4, is it not significant? Well, let's calculate the percentage. You see that 4.8 minus 2.93 divided by 4.8 times 100. So are you telling me 39% is not significant? Don't talk for public.
I'm comparing it with the share price in the question.
That's it now, my sister. 4.8, and they're now paying you 2.9 with 2 points, with one you have as a 2.93, and they're now paying you 2.95.
Okay.
I would say there's no difference. There's big difference now.
Okay.
Here you are making a big loss. True of us.
Yeah.
A big loss. But here income.
Reasonable.
Big what? You are making a profit here. Here a very big loss. So because you are making a loss here, that's the reason why I knew there was problem in that question, in that solution. We are right.
I understand now. Okay.
Better. So, are you done with that part? Let me know. Are we done? Talk. Oh.
Okay, sir.
Okay. We can continue, Abby.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what the question actually asks us to do is to compute what? Market value, Abby, which we have done. Market value of net equal shares. We have done that. So what we have done here is 7 marks. This one, just this small thing here is 7 marks. As small as it is, it's giving you 7 marks. Now, B. Estimate the percentage gain in value to Nentico shares and a Migeco share under each payment offer. Under each payment offer. How many payment offer do we have? We have 2. Percentage gain to Nentico and Migeco share. And Migeco shares. So, number 1, we have under cash payment because we have 2 offers. First is cash payments. So, you go and compute the percentage gain under cash payments. What is the percentage gain under cash payments? So, let me start with Nentico. Starting with Nentico. For Nentico, you will compare the cash offer. What is the cash offer? We are offering them 2.95. True or false? That's what we're offering them. And what is their market price per share? Pre-acquisition, or you can call it current MPS. What is the current value of their share? Current value of their share is 2.93. 2.93. Now, for a share that is worth 2.93, and we are paying 2.95 to acquire that share, it's a gain. What is the gain? The gain is 2.95 minus 2.93. And that's going to be, that's 0.095. 0.02, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. 0.02 per share. They are gaining 0.02 per share. But what does the question ask you to compute? Percentage gain. You now say percentage gain. Percentage gain is equal to 0.02 over 2.93, the value of their shares. everything times 100. So percentage gain is equal to 0.02 over 2.93 times 100. We have 0.7%. The gain is 0.7%. That's the gain. That's the gain. What about for Mijeco? For Mijeco. To get the gain to Mijeco, we have to compute post-acquisition market value of Mijeco. That's the first thing. What is the worth of the shares of Mijeco after we don't know? The only thing we know right now, is the worth of Mijeco shares presently. That's what the question gives us here. You can see that's what currently Mijeco has 10 million shares in issue, and these are trading at 4.8 per share. This is current worth of the company share. So before I can compute their gain, I must know what's going to be the market value of the shares after acquisition. So post-acquisition market value per share. Post-acquisition market value per share. Now, how are we going to compute that? How are we going to compute that? The question has told you from here that, look at the information here. Mijeco's price to earnings ratio is 15 currently. It has sufficient cash to pay for Netico shares and a substantial proportion of its debt, and believe that this will enable the Netico to operate on a price earnings ratio of 15 as well. So it means after dilution of Netico, the price earnings ratio will still be 15. In addition to this, Mijeco believes that it can achieve cost down. What this simply means is that I'm going to compute post-acquisition market value based on price earnings ratio. And you know that price earnings ratio is what the market approach, if you remember your business valuation, market approach to business valuation. How will I do that? I will add the profit after tax of Mijeco, which is this. The profit after tax of Mijeco, I will pick it. I will add it to profit after tax of Netico, which is 620. I will add the synergy benefit, that is increase in profit after tax. After the acquisition, I will add it to it. That is my post-acquisition profit after tax. That will be my post-acquisition profit after tax. So whatever I have from there, I will multiply by 15. I multiply by 15. That is my post-acquisition market price of shares. As simple as that. So let me put it here. Using post-acquisition price earnings ratio. Using post-acquisition price earnings ratio. So PAT of Netico is 620,000. PAT of Mijeku. PAT of Mijeku. PAT of Mijeku is 3,200,000. $3,200,000. Then synergy. Let me call it increase or post-acquisition increase, post-acquisition increase in profit after tax. Post-acquisition increase in profit after tax is 150,000. So I will add this together. I will add this together. That is my post. Total, let me call it total. Total post-acquisition. Total post-acquisition profit after tax. So I had these three together, 620 plus 3,200 plus 150. That's 3,970,000. 3,970,000. 3,970,000. So value, market value of equity. Post-acquisition. Post-acquisition will now be equal to 3,970,000 times 15. Let me put the formula for you. Let me just copy this one and paste. PAT times PER. That's all. So this will give me 3,970,000 times 15. That's 59,550,000. 59,550,000. 9,550,000. That's the market value of the company's share after acquisition. You know, we are paying cash, Abi. We are paying cash. So the amount of cash we are paying will reduce the market price of the company. So the cash we are paying to acquire Netico must be deducted from here. Okay, so I will now say value of shares. Value of shares after payment to Netico will be equal to 59 million. Will be equal to 59,550,000 minus the amount we are paying to Netico shareholders. We are paying 2.95 for every one of their shares, and they have 2,400,000 shares. 2,400,000 shares. So what's going to be the market value actually? It's going to be 2.95 times 2,400,000, which is 7,080,000. So I'll deduct it from 59,550,000. So I have 5 million to 52,470,000. 52,470,000. Okay, so what is the number of shares?
The value of share after payment of this thing again.
When you buy something, are you not going to pay for it?
Yes, sir.
So if you have not made payment, this is what you have, but you have to pay for whatever you buy. Yes, sir. You have to pay for whatever you buy. So the amount you are paying must be deducted from the total value after acquisition. Because you are paying by cash.
Okay,
It
this 2.95 times 2.4 is the pre-acquisition, right?
That is the amount we are paying to acquire. Have you forgotten the question? Look at it now. We want to pay the shareholders how much? Where do we have that information?
Fine.
Oh, where do I have that information? Okay, not here. We have the information somewhere. Okay, proposal 1. The takeover will be offer of what?
2.95.
Per share. For every share. And how many shares do they have? They have 2,400,000 shares.
Okay.
They have 2,400,000 shares. I want to pay 2.95 for every one of the shares. So how much are we paying? Do you understand?
Okay.
So whatever you are paying is this. And you have to remove it from the market value of Mijeco after acquisition because you are actually making payments. So it's going to be an outflow. So your market value is not going to be 59.5. No, you have to remove the amount you are paying.
Okay.
Do you understand now? Now, what is going to be the number of shares after acquisition? Number of shares. You know, we are not offering them shares, Abby. We are not offering them shares. We are paying them cash. So number of shares will remain the same because we are paying them cash. They will not be shareholders. We have settled them. We pay them cash. They are not shareholders. Do you understand this? You are not talking, no.
Continue, sir.
Market price per share. When I ask question, I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. I do understand. Everyone is to be quiet.
I'm not
Market
getting
value per
anything.
share,
No.
52,470,000 over 10 million. So that will give us 52,470,000 over 10, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 5.25. 5.25 per share. That is the share price after acquisition. So what is going to be that gain? If this is the share price after acquisition, what is the MPS before acquisition? Before they bought Netico, what was the share price? What was the share price? We are given that as 4.8. So you can see that this is the current share price before acquisition, 4.8. But after acquisition, it has risen to what? To 5.25. So what is the gain? They are gaining. What are they gaining? So gain is equal to 5.25 minus 4.80. What is the percentage gain? Percentage gain is equal to, okay, what is the gain per share first? The gain is 5.25 minus 4.8, 0.45. Yeah, 0.45. That is the gain. I think that's correct. Yeah, it's correct. So what is the percentage gain? Percentage gain is equal to 0.45 over the value of their share before acquisition, which is 4.8, everything times 100. So percentage gain is equal to 0.45 over 4.8 times 100. 9.4%. That is the gain under share offer, under cash payment. The way you see, look at it. The way you see this, look at the weight of the question. The question is having 8 marks. So you have to work. That's what it means. You have to work. You have to work.
So, this phone is ringing.
So we have to go again and do for what? Share for share. Don't forget, we have 2 payment offer. We have 2 payment offer, cash payment and share for share. We have done for cash payment. We are meant to do share for share. And the share for share is what? 2 major co-shares will be offered for 3 90 co-shares. So it's 2 for 3. 2 for 3. So let's go and do that. That's number 2. That's option 2. Option 2. Share exchange. Under the share exchange, we are not paying cash. We are making the purchase through exchange of shares. We give them shares so that they become shareholders. When you pay cash, you pay them off. They are not shareholders. But when you give them shares, you will not pay cash, but they become shareholders of the company after the acquisition. Okay. So if that is the case, the first thing that we need to do is, how many shares will I need to offer them? So number of shares offered. Number of shares offered is 2 for 3. So it's 2 for 3. 2 for 3. How many shares do they have? 2,400,000. For every 3 shares they have, they will collect 2 shares. For every 3 shares, they collect 2 shares. So times 2,400,000. So they are collecting 1,600,000 shares. 1,600,000 shares. That's the number of shares they are collecting. Now, how many shares does Migeco has before the acquisition? Existing number of shares. Existing number of shares The existing number of shares is 10 million. So number of shares after acquisition. Number of shares after acquisition is 10 million existing plus 1,600,000 shares offered. So that is 11,600,000 shares. 11,600,000 shares. What is the market value of the company after acquisition? Market value of shares after acquisition is what I've computed up there. It's what I've computed here. This one here. This one. Because we are not paying cash now, I will pick the whole thing. It is because I was paying cash, that is what reduces it. Now that I'm not paying cash, I'm issuing shares, this one will remain as it is. So I copy that, paste it there. That's market value of shares after the acquisition. So what is the MPS after? What is the MPS after acquisition? MPS after acquisition will be equal to 59,550,000 over number of shares after acquisition, 11,600,000 shares. So MPS after acquisition is going to be 59,550,000 over 11,600,000. Okay. That's not correct. 11,600,000. Yeah. 5.13 is 5.13 a share. So after acquisition, the price of one share, they have 11,600 shares now. So each of the 11,600 shares is worth 5.13, while they are worth 59.5 million in total. So I can now go ahead and compute my gain. So gain to Nentico shares, Nentico, let me call it gain to Nentico, gain to Nentico. Gain to Nentico is how many shares are they losing? They are losing 3 shares. To collect how many shares? To collect 3 shares, to collect 2 shares. So I will bring in the 2 shares they are collecting. Okay. Value of shares offered. The number of shares they are collecting is 2, and each of them is valued at 5.13. So multiply 5.13 times 2. That is 10.26. So what they are collecting is equivalent to 10.26 for the 2 shares they are collecting. But they gave away 3 shares. So value of shares lost. They lost 3 shares, and each of the 3 shares is valued at 2.93, as we computed earlier. Each of the 3 shares is valued at 2.93. So I bring it 2.93, sorry, 2.93 times 3. That is 8.79. So they lost 8.79. So what is the gain? Are they not gaining? What they collected is more than what they lose. Okay? What they collected is more than what they lose. So they gain. Gain per, okay? Total gain on how many shares? On 3 shares, because before they could gain this 8, before they could collect this 8.79, they lost how many shares? They lost 3 shares. So whatever gain is coming here is the gain on 3 shares lost. Okay? Whatever gain is coming here is a gain on 3 shares that they lost, not on 1 share. Not on 1 share. So 10.26 minus 8.79 will give me 1.47. So they gained 1.47 for on what? On 3 shares. On 3 shares. They gained 1.47 on 3 shares. On 3 shares. So what is the percentage? What is the gain per share? Gain per share is going to be the amount gained on 3 shares, which is 1.47 over the number of shares lost, which is what? 3. So this 1 over 3 is 0.49. So they gained 0.49 per share. So what is the percentage gain? The percentage gain is 0.49 over value of their shares before acquisition, which is 2.93. So I multiply this by 100, I get the percentage gain. So percentage gain is equal to 0.49 over 2.93 times 100. Are you sure? No, it can't be up to 16%. 0.49 over 2.93. Okay, equals this. Okay, 16.7%. That's correct. 16.7%. They gained 16.7%. That is the gain to 90 co-shareholders. You now go ahead again and compute gain to Migeco. Gain to Migeco shareholders. How much are they gaining and what is the percentage? Now, before the acquisition, their share price was, okay, pre-acquisition share price. Okay, let me start with post. Post-acquisition share price is what we computed up there as what? 5.13. 5.13 is the share price after acquisition. And what is the pre-acquisition share price? Pre-acquisition share price. Pre-acquisition share price is 4.8. So are they not gaining? Of course they are. 4.80. So what is the gain? The gain is post-acquisition of 5.13 minus pre-acquisition of 4.80. So that will give us what? 5.13 minus 4.8. That is 0.33. 0.33. Okay, 0.33 is what they're gaining. Then what is the percentage gain? Percentage gain is equal to the gain per share, which is 0.33 over share price before acquisition. The share price before acquisition is 4.8. So this over 4.8, multiply your result by 100. That is the gain. So percentage gain is equal to 0.33 over 4.8 times 100. So they gain 6.9%. They gain 6.9%. So this will give you how many marks? 8 marks. So all in all, requirement 1 and requirement 2 will give you 15 marks altogether. So we're going to stop here for tonight because the next requirement, let me see the next requirement before we conclude. The next requirement, which is requirement 3, is what? Estimate the percentage gain in value to net. Okay. Estimate the percentage gain in the value of the following product. So, like I told you earlier, this is going to be value using option pricing theory. And I have to explain the background to option pricing using Black-Scholes option pricing model before we can continue with this question. Okay. So I'm going to call it a day at this juncture.
So please can I see your notes?
By the grace of God, we are meeting tomorrow. Barring only, I just hope I'll not be busy again. So you see, these days I've been extremely busy in the office. So that's why yesterday I left office 8 o'clock. It was 8 o'clock I concluded. I didn't even conclude. I just have to carry the remaining to today. So that's the reason why I couldn't take it. So it happened. But if it happens, we just have to find another day to complement, is it complement or to supplement? Anyone want to take it to complement whatever the day we lost. So you just have to bear with me, knowing that all of us are salary earners, Abby. So that is why we receive our income and we have to satisfy our employer. So sorry about that.
So please can we get the video for this lecture
We'll get it tomorrow.
before the next class? Is it possible?
We'll get it. Okay. Let me see if I can try to send it today when I get to. Otherwise, it will be tomorrow morning, either this night or tomorrow if I got grace.
Okay, sir.
Any question before?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
Excuse me, sir.
I can hear you.
The first merger and acquisition video, I tried everything possible, could not open. Maybe you send it, please. So I can
Merger and
along.
acquisition is not opening.
Yeah, the first video before this, yes. I tried to open it, but it
will not
did not open. So like this topic now is very strange to me. Not even getting it.
I'm coming. I'm trying to open it. Let's see.
Maybe if I listen to the first one.
One minute, I'm trying to confirm so that we know where the problem is. But others, are we able to open it? Mrs. Shane and Mrs. Shue, were you able to open the video?
Is it the last video?
Yes, except this merger and acquisition.
No. The merger and acquisition, the one I sent was yesterday. One I sent yesterday.
Yeah, I was able to open it. I even sent to it before.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I'm seeing it.
You don't see that it's playing.
I mean the video. I can't see
And this is a video now.
the merger and acquisition.
That's it now. This is a video.
Is
This is
it
now.
for the
Megan,
merger and acquisition?
what do you say?
The merger and acquisition, the first one.
Oh,
yes,
now that's
before
what
the-
I'm playing right here. That's what I see. That's what you are seeing on your screen.
I don't know why it cannot open. I'll try it again.
Are you on that? Are you back on that group?
Am I?
Are you back on that group?
Yes.
It should
Yes,
open now.
I'm-
If it is open, it means that should be open it from your computer.
Maybe you sent it earlier. Maybe you need to resend it again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Maybe you need to resend it,
Mm.
please.
All right. All right. All right. No problem. I'll do that.
Okay.
So, any other question?
When we go through this today's own,
Mm. Okay, no problem. So thank you. We meet tomorrow by God's grace.
thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank you. Good night.